pleasure to address this August gathering, especially on the program that is Excellence in Higher Education. We are really honored to have for this program Professor S. NIRANJANA sir, Vice Chairman Karnataka State Higher Education Council, Bangalore, Karnataka. Under the dais, Dr. B.S. Bidar, Vice Chancellor, Bidar University, Bidar, and Professor B.G. Mulimani sir, former Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, Kalaburgi. Dr. Parmeshwar Naik T, Registrar, Evaluation, Bidar University, Bidar. Professor Jagannath Ebbale, President, Karnataka Sahitya Sangha, Bidar. And this function is presided by President of this function, Dr. S. Malbir Singh, President, SNJS Bidar. Dr. Reshma Karur, Vice Chairperson, GN Group, Principals, Deans, teaching faculty, non-teaching faculty, and my dear students. So once we say excellence in higher education, I think all of you are familiar with the definition of education. So in many forms, I pose a question to our students and they struggle to define education. So simple, because I am not going to waste the time just by posing a question again onto you. Just to recall you what is education. It is a process through which an individual changes his behavior by himself in a desirable way which is acceptable to a society. Of course, the behavior includes knowledge, skill and attitude of an individual, for which I think doesn't require an elaboration for this August gathering. And coming to quality education, because once we say education, always we prefix quality education. Once if you say a quality education, so actually it means to means it has to serve its purpose. So in higher education, to bring a quality education, we actually, from policy maker to students, we are struggling hard, not only in our state, across the nation. Of course, by comparing to the rest of the university, more specifically Western University, where actually they have given a different dimension for an education. And in higher education, usually we come across with 5 levels. One is policy makers. Secondly, usually we address teachers or the mentors. Then of course curricula, that's most important. Then students are the learners. Then of course another important component it is required for a quality education is an infrastructure. If you see these 5 components of a higher education, first just we discuss few lines on a policy makers. So usually in higher education we are having our own policy makers starting from our Board of Studies, Academic Council and Board of Management, or what we call syndicates, whatever it may be, wherein we thoroughly discuss our curricula, so which is of course society driven or industry driven, for which we given a much emphasis, especially while framing in a curricula. But unfortunately, in one or the other way, some political interventions are being intervening even for the framing in a curricula or especially in higher education, to bring in a right curricula which should address the present day problems of our society as well as the industry. So in this context, of course, definitely we are having a freedom with respect to our Academic Council and Board of Studies, where we thoroughly discuss. And if you go further, for higher education, we are having a Higher Education Council, and also for professional education, for example, veterinary education, we are having a Veterinary Council of India. For medical profession, they are having a medical, actually MCA, that is Medical Council of India, wherein which actually curriculars are well defined, or they are actually designed to address the issues related to those particular profession. In this context, for example, if we take in our own veterinary education, across the country we are having a common curricula and we are having a common evaluation system. So with this we can, at least we can maintain the minimum standard of an education. So similarly, Higher Education Council also is doing its very well, especially with respect to our state. with respect to designing of a curricula and evaluation system. So then of course another important component of higher education is our teaching faculty. Really, as for recent our UGC or ICR or ACIT guidelines, we are recruiting a very good teachers, and before actually introducing them to our students to teach, usually we impart an induction training. More specifically, the training addresses the education technology. That is, usually we say education technology means starting from lesson plan to evaluation, wherein which the skills are important to our young teachers, how to make a lesson plan, how to teach it, what are the methods of teaching, then how to settle a question paper, how to evaluate it. So all these actually components matter much in higher education, for which we are having usually we say it is a pedagogy of an education, wherein which all these issues are addressed to our young faculty and further they are introduced for the teaching. And of course, in Medha, apart from this, our teachers are involved in the research as well as to take the research outcome to the society. So research basically it is based on the problems of our society. So usually the problems of a particular section of a community is taken back to universities, wherein which students, maybe a master or a doctoral students and our faculty members actually together, they come together, they do a research and they find out solutions for that particular problem of an industry or a society. So wherein which actually our faculty has to give much emphasis for our indigenous technology, what we say. Because problems to in a particular country or a particular region depends upon the contextual environment, wherein which the solutions brought from an XYZ or our country or our state may not be solution for this particular state or that particular region. I quote my own experience, one simple example how actually our original thinking, which serves it gives a solution for the problems of our Indian society. As you know, I think you are all aware of milk cooperative societies, Anand Milk Union Limited, National Dairy Development Board. Actually, somewhere way back in 1921, our dairy farmers were facing a severe problems with respect to marketing of milk. During that time, actually, somewhere in Gujarat, in Kaira district, in small village, the farmers started to protest it because there was no market to supply the milk. Especially, they used to supply the milk to a Mumbai market. So, wherein which during that time, Sir Dr. Actually, our Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Morarji Desai, they went to that village just to hear the problems of the farmers. They stayed back one day there, and by seeing the environment of the farmers and the agony of the farmers, they given one solution, that is in a cooperative. The cooperative movement they are starting in dairy industry there. It's an original thinking of our own people that becomes a solution for millions of farmers who are actually now they're employed and empowered. So this is what actually one simple solution which actually can address the problems of our nation. Means actually our original thinking is required in our faculty research and student research to address the problems of students or a society. Then of course definitely our faculty members are at it, they are doing good research. The only thing again the publications of our faculty, our scientists are again blamed by many people. I think you have seen some critical comments on this. So our publications are not good or they are not quality with respect to impact factor, or I think you want to know impact factor, especially high impact factor, low impact factor, high index and all. I think you are well aware of it, especially faculty who are here. I think for which we have to give a much emphasis to improve our quality of research, especially by addressing the regional issues with the regional solutions. And of course, another important component comes is a learner. So here many of our learner students are sitting with us. So actually, among all these 5 components, you actually occupy a central position. So unless and until you are not attentive or your aptitude is not towards learning, So all the four components become actually immobile or they become null and void. Unless and until learners actually puts an efforts himself, that's why actually in definition it says he has to change his behavior by himself. So other four components are there just to facilitate your education. Just to facilitate as a catalyst, as a teacher or an administration or as an infrastructure, they are only a catalyst there. So your major job is you have to focus towards your learning. Of course, learning comes to the students definitely by the motivation from our faculty members or from their parents, and of course the learning environment. That's also important, for which of course all the four components are putting their best efforts to mold you and to become actually to mold and motivate you people to learn and to become a best citizen in our society. Then of course infrastructure development and all, that's an issue. Actually our vice chairman of Higher Education Council, actually he may address much on these issues. So in almost all institutions, education institutions, in one or the other way, so maybe due to budgetary constraints or maybe some other factors which actually, so where we can say we are lagging with respect to infrastructure. That too, more specifically we can say, so in laboratories we may not be having any high-end equipment. Even we will not be having even simple, if you go to our government colleges, where in which our degree colleges are, where in which you may not be having even facilities to go for digital teaching or to apply, to adopt methods of teaching like problem-based learning or jigsaw method of teaching, for which we require a minimum actually infrastructure and facilities, for which of course definitely the governments and faculty are trying best to mobilize the resources to develop the infrastructure, that is through an extramural funded projects or with the help of UGC, ICR, AICT and all. So of course in these directions really we are doing well, but definitely there is a lot of scope in India to improve excellence in higher education, for which all policymakers including governments, they are putting a lot of efforts to bring in improvements in our quality education, so that India should lead, of course, by 2047 with a Vikasit Bharat aim. Okay, with this, of course, definitely I hope if you all the five components, if you work integratedly, definitely we can achieve by this aim by 2047. Thank you one and all. Thank you for the opportunity for that.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Very distinguished former Vice Chancellor and present Vice Chairman, State Higher Education Council and former Vice Chancellor of Global University, and our very dear friend Professor S.R. NIRANJANA, and our Vice Chancellors Dr. B.S. Bidar and Professor Virana and all the other dignitaries such as Parameshwar Naik and distinguished faculty of this great institution and wonderful students. I'm indeed very happy to be in this institution for the second time. You know, it gives a lot of hope for us in the direction of seeking excellence in higher education. We hear nowadays, are we up to international standards in our teaching, in our learning, or in our research? 21st century is a knowledge century. Nothing comparable to knowledge. University Grants Commission thinks that knowledge liberates us from all kinds of our problems. And the purpose of education, Professor NIRANJANA spoke, I would like to put it in a different way. Purpose of education for any institution is to create men and women who care and serve the society. And when we create such students, then the effect will be peace and prosperity to all. We are living in a global society. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we say. But think what is happening on the global scale. Higher education institutions like universities are something like organic entities. They keep evolving. And we never seem to take seriously what is higher in higher education. That higher thing we have to look for. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru spoke about a university, what a university should be. That explains what is higher in higher education. Before that, long back, UNESCO constituted a committee consisting of our very scholar politician person, the report on higher education. Defined education, that committee, with the title Treasure Within. First, learn to know that we do all. Learn to do. After learning what you learn, you must do something. Society, whatever. Then learn to live together. That's becoming very difficult. We should learn to live together as a nation, as a global community. And only we are concentrating on these three things. The last one is very important. All commissions, whether Kothari Commission, whether Radhakrishnan Commission, all the successive commissions emphasize on learning to be. That is the spiritual aspect, value system, values in the society, values of the individual, values of the institution, values of the nation, values of the United Nations, whatever the values, what we call today, degradation of values we see everywhere. It is not just development, economic development. When we talk about sustainable development, that sustainable development is development of values too. So this is most important, this fourth aspect, and I'm indeed very happy that whenever I think of various institutions, this one institution where I see these values among the teachers, students, and the management. That's a very important thing. I will not touch. Just I wanted to say what Pandit Nehru said about universities. That is what is higher in higher education, and complete it, because I came here to really to hear Professor NIRANJANA. He is a very, very dynamic person, both in physical, mental, and that courage of conviction. So what Nehru said, when I was talking about learn to be, the spiritual aspect, that is human aspect, Nehru said, university, what does it stand for? When I am saying university, it includes all the higher education institutions and colleges. The colleges are part of university. Nehru said, university stands for humanism. Today, you look at what is happening in Ukraine, you look at what is happening in Gaza, or many parts of the world. Does it inspire? There is humanism. Recently, I wrote an article in some journal about humanism in peril. So, university stands for humanism. That has to be concentrated ultimately. University stands for tolerance. Tolerance between religions, tolerance between whatever. University stands for reason. Reason, not unreasonable thing. University stands for search for truth. We always say, after all, what we are learning is we are expanding our knowledge, understanding of nature, and everything. So search for truth and onward march of human race towards higher objectives. That should be the technical things, skills, all those things. Anybody can learn, it's not a big thing. But to have such things, value system, and always we say how to bring value system, just to NSS, NCC, or cleaning the system. It's not that, you should internalize those things. So, wonderful students. Come on, so these four things: learn to know, learn to do, learn to live together, and learn to be. This is emphasized always. Then when we come to this sustainable development in the context of the country, Indian ethos should be everywhere. India consists of almost villages. Indian ethos is different compared to everybody. Our education system should meet the needs of those, not just get the degree and go to the West. It is not just earning money. Money is not education. If it is only put to purpose, research, I think that is one aspect. These are the higher things in higher education, and how we do successfully along with their degrees is the challenge for higher education. That is excellence. Excellence is not scoring the 99.999. No, that is one aspect. Finally, science and technology are developing at a rapid pace. You know, every week newer and newer things are coming. Always we teach the students what we know, what is available on YouTube, what is available in guides. But you know, everybody knows why institution, you can read somewhere. What is so great about it? I have seen in many districts, including Bidar, you go to a bookshop. If I want to know a book on Korean who brought White Revolution in Gujarat, no. Or if I want to know about Green Revolution, no. Nothing, no general reading. Nothing about these revolutions which really make us a country, as a proud country. So, apart from learning in the syllabus only tells you what we know. But actually students should ask the teachers what we don't know. That is the thing. Up to a point we know. Now we are moving beyond that point, beyond the frontiers of knowledge. That is the main thing. That is what West does most of the time. They are ahead and we are just following them. That's why Kalam said, when he was working on SLV3, he wanted beryllium products for guidance system. He approached Japan, America, everybody, nobody gave. Then he found that actually the beryllium ore is going from India to these countries and they are not giving to us. That is funny. Then he set up a plant in Boise, Bombay. And today we are self-sufficient. So he made the first rule: technology denied is technology gained. Let them deny anything. Let us be self-sufficient, self-reliant. That is the need of the hour in any field. If you look into our history, so many things where we see, no country can stand by any other country except yourself. So these are the things. So students and teachers should always look what is ahead, what is after 5 years, 10 years, where the technology will be, what are the important problems, what we don't know. Let us think about those things. Learning, a university, I define by research, what we don't know, and scholarship. Rarely we find scholarship in universities. A good teacher may derive nicely everything, that's the end of the story. Is he a scholar? Is she a scholar? So, excellence in university defines research, scholarship, and learning. And how the learning should be, learning what it is happening is, teacher who is involved in research should teach. Otherwise, what is the point in teaching which everybody finds everywhere? So there should be a nexus between teaching and learning. You may say, undergraduates or high school students need not, but at least they should have the mindset of a researcher. What country needs, real power of country. Students who have mindset of a researcher, that is what our duty is here. What don't know. These are the various things. One can go on and on. I'm sorry I took more time of Professor Niranjan. Thank you very much for giving me this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. S. Niranjan, sir, I have a CV with me. Sir, with the due respect, I would like to reduce down the CV because I have gone through the CV and every word to word I find it very difficult to reduce it. So it is very attractive. So please forgive me that I am reducing down your CV. Sorry. Sir is former Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, Karnataka. Distinguished Professor, Lifelong, Department of Studies in Biotechnology, University of Mysore. Sir is also has got award of Dr. Raja Ramana State Awardee, Government of Karnataka. Sir C.V. Raman Awardee, Government of Karnataka. Sir M. Vishweshaya Award, Government of Karnataka 2023. Sir C.V. Raman Birth Century Award, ISCA Kolkata 2023. Professor S.S. Chahal Lifetime Achievement Award 2023. Sir is also the Fellow of National Science Academy of Sciences, Fellow of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, Fellow of National Academy of Biological Sciences, Fellow of Indian Phytopathological Society, National Academy of Agricultural Sciences Recognition Award, Fellow of Danish International Development Agency, Fellow of Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology, Fellow of Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka. Sir has a teaching and research experience of 34 years. Sir also has the collaborative research experience with the foreign countries. His areas of research are biological control, molecular database for seed-borne pathogens, mycotoxins, chemical biology, biotechnology. His collaborations are with UK, Czech Republic, Thailand, China, Tanzania, Denmark, Nepal, Vietnam and Bangladesh, to name a few. Sir has also established the seed pathology training in China Agri University, Nepal Agri University. Sir has also established the centers in foreign countries like Vietnam Agri University, Bangladesh Agri University, Tanzania Agri University, Danish Government Institute of Seed Pathology, Denmark. Sir has also established the laboratories and special facilities in University of Mysore, DA, NIDA Research and Training Centers, Biological Control Laboratory and Koji Fermentation Facility. Sir has also got the recognition and positions like Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, Kalburgi from 2015 to 19, Chairman, Search Committee for Vice Chancellor Appointment, Bangalore University, Chairman, Research Advisory Committee, CSR NTI, Central Silk Board, New Delhi. He is also the Chairman, Gross Enrollment Ratio Committee, Higher Education Council, Government of Karnataka. He is also Academic Council Member, Government of Karnataka. He is Chairman for various departments. He is Deputy Coordinator for the various departments and various programs. He is also the member for various teams like QRT, NBAIM, PE team of NAC at university and college levels, to name a few. Sir, I told that it is very difficult to reduce it, sir. Sir has also established seed pathology and biotechnology training centers in foreign. He is also the editorial member of Indian Journal of Mycology and Plant Pathology, Indian Journal of Phytopathology, Indian Journal of Microbiology, Indian Journal of Microbial Ecology, Indian Journal of Phytopathology, Seed Research, Plant Disease Research and Crop Improvement, Indian Journal of Mycology and Plant Pathology. So, sir is also the chairman for Board of Appointment, Chairman for BOE and BOS, member also for BOE and BOS, and member for the Faculty of Science and Technology. He is also the member of academic bodies, various academic bodies, and sir has the field of specialization in biotechnology and applied botany. In biotechnology, plant biotechnology, agricultural biotechnology, microbial technology, molecular plant pathology, biological control, to name a few, and in applied botany, seed pathology, seed mycology, seed technology. So I'm very sorry that I tried it, but I'm reducing it down to a very small extent. Yes, sir, please, sir, it is over to you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon, all of you. I'm very happy to see you are sitting in a very congenial environment for sit for a long time. And I congratulate and I also thank the Balbir and his wife providing us such an opportunity to interact with students in a nice ambience. And the Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Bidar, and Guru Nanak Postgraduate Degree College, Bidar, has organized a expert talk on excellence in higher education. Today, on the dais, the guest of honors, esteemed Vice Chancellors, Dr. K.C. Virana, Karnataka Veterinary Animal and Fisheries University, my friend, Dr. B.S. Bidar, Vice Chancellor, the Bidar University, and our senior Vice Chancellor and a well-wisher of mine, Professor B.Z. Mulemani sir, and the Registrar is my student, Dr. Parameshwar Nayak, and the main person who is responsible for organizing this meeting in Guru Nanak Dev University, Dr. Habare sir, and the function presided by a very good educationist, Dr. Balbir Singh, and his wife, Rashmi Kaur, the Vice Chairperson of the JN Group of Institution, and the others are joining with me. Our Shanabasweshwara Institute, he is also one of the men who is designed to organize this meeting. Kalyan Rao Patil and Manohar and Devidas. So many educationists on the dais. There is my good friend Dr. Vaidya and the Gabade and Dr. Madurai. Madurai, I am happy to see you here. And he was worked with me as a controller of examination. And other teacher colleagues, media personnel, invitees, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I think two learned speakers have already spoke about the excellence of higher education. I was served for 34 years in higher education with the research and the education. We have seen 3 decades. Professor Mulemani has given the views and the thoughts, the philosophy of the higher education. And Virana has also given some of the examples how to excel in higher education. Today, I am representing the Higher Education Council Government of Karnataka. I have a great responsibility to excel and bring excellence in higher education. So, this higher education excellence, and I also congratulate, first of all, before going to talk on higher education, I congratulate both of them. Very good. I have seen him not today. I have seen him when I was a Vice Chancellor. This institute is really contributing for the excellence of higher education. Today we need the institutes to contribute a quality education. Quality education in this country, as we know that 1,113 universities are working for higher education. Lakhs of students, lakhs of teachers. We are involved in higher education. When you go back, the Karnataka State Higher Education Council is having an objective of promoting academic excellence and social justice by obtaining academic input for policy formulation and prospective formulating. And also, the ensuring the autonomy and better accountability of all institutions of higher education in the state. The third objective is guiding the growth of higher education in accordance with the socio-economic requirement of the state. Keeping these points as an objective. How many institutes are really fulfilling these objectives to bring the quality education all over the country? So it is need of the hour, Professor Mullamani sir, to redefine the character of the universities. How to redefine? My dear students, we are in a position now because the Virana is sitting here. In 1960, we are sustained the food with the Green Revolution. The food is no problem for another 25 years. I think so. Agriculture are planned now. We don't have a dearth of food. When the population grown in 1947 after the independence, Jawaharlal Nehru has taken the charge as Prime Minister. Really he struggled for almost 13 years to sustain this country. Great challenges after the British rule. Main problem was the food crisis and the education. Education and the food crisis. A population analyst has made a statement in 1947, all the newspapers are published. This country has no future because the growing population. Either somebody has to put a thermo bomb for them to kill, or they are going to die like a sheep in this country in a slaughterhouse. This was the statement made by the famous population analyst in the world. Keep it in your mind. That is what I'm talking to you is your responsibility of the last 5-6 decades. Swaminathan was selected as an IPS officer through IAS examination. He was appeared for an interview. He selected as an IPS officer. There's a long, big crisis in 1960 of the food crisis for this country. He said, I am a genetics man. If I become a police officer, what I can do in this country? What I can do in this country? My country is suffering with the education and the food. So let me become an agriculture scientist. Then he brought the Norman Borlaug for screening of hybrids in this country. That's a big story. In 1960, M.S. Swaminathan became the father of Green Revolution to sustain the food, developing a new hybrids, and we have sustained this food with the great agriculture scientists like Bidar or others have given the very good food security for this country. So we don't have any food. You will get the food for another 25 years. So what is the challenge now? In 1947, Jawaharlal Nehru said that this country, we need a people who can work for education. Only the science and technology and the education can remove the poverty and hunger of this country. This was the statement made by Jawaharlal Nehru long back. After that, your IITs has been started in 1959 in Kharagpur first. Then after that, many IITs have come last 40 years, 30 years. So now the challenge is with us is the quality education. Food is no problem. Then who will do the quality education? Education institutes are responsible, or the teachers who are in the Alma Papayrs to teach the students to bring the higher education excellence, or the students themselves is responsible to bring the excellence in higher education? My dear students, go back some days back what kind of education was given by Nalanda Takshashila in the There was also, along with Nalanda, Takshashila, there was weakest universities also there for giving the poor education. Nalanda, Takshashila was given a quality education by attracting many number of developing countries, 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers. Why I am telling is, today what is the status in this country now? What is the number of students and what is the number of teachers today? We have a challenge to bring the quality education, facilitators. Teachers is the main. And we have to inculcate how the foreign countries are attracted for quality education. By keeping all these things to characterize the universities is very important today. To bring a true multinational and multidisciplinary nature. UPSC has conducted examination. 11.52 lakh students have taken examination. Passing percentage is 0.5%. Passing percentage is 25 lakh students taken KPSC examination in 1915. Passing percentage is 0.2%. What is the competency with us now? What is the kind of education we are giving now? We need to inculcate bringing a skill-oriented program in students' curriculum. That's what we made to incorporate the skill-oriented courses. Unless and until you are not bringing a skill-oriented programs, sir, the draft has been approved in UGC short very recently. They are going to introduce a skill-oriented course of artificial intelligence, cyber security, skill course, yoga science, then the critical thinking, elective communication, digital marketing, electronic system designs, problem solving, global exposure. Tell me how many we are familiar with this kind of skills today. These kind of skills are going to help the students for the computation. We have mentioned that the aptitude, communication, competitive examination, competitive world. Why our students are not getting the seat in Oxford and Cambridge? What is the problem with the competing with the global exposure? We need such kind of education as to be incorporated and inculcated in our course system, then only we can excel well. We need to inculcate, teachers have to teach the extracurricular activities that we call as a special course. Scored competitive examination 580 mark out of 600. In a personality test, you are not able to score 20 marks out of 100. That means the commitment with the education. Our country, every year, a country is going to assess with your talent ranking. India is in the talent ranking. Anybody comes to know that? What is your talent in the global level? We are in the 56th position. We are in 66th position. Which is the country first in a talent? Switzerland is the first in a talent. You have to excel global competition. You have to expose for the global exposure. In this kind of institution, we are all academic leaders. You are also an academic leader. No hierarchy in positions. No vice chancellor, no vice chancellor, nothing. We are all learners, all academic leaders. We are all academic leaders, including you. That's what the Abdul Kalam told that. The one child was asked him, what is the strength and weakness of this country? You also must know what is the strength and weakness of this country. Abdul Kalam said, the strength of this country is the 600 million youths. That is you. 600 million youths. You want to build the nation. What is the weakness? Weakness, Abdul Kalam said, sir, a vision. Vision. Country must have a vision. Each and every individual must have vision. You must have vision. How to excel? What is my personality? And how can I excel in my career? What is my knowledge? How much I know? There is no need to assess by a teacher, my dear students. You can assess yourself. What is your personality? What is your depth of knowledge? How much competency is with you? What kind of language you are having? Whether you can excel in education, or you are excel in technology, or you are excel in your personality. What kind of knowledge you are acquired during your learning? That is the excellence we are expecting. Not only teachers is reading. And many students are, even today, they are not having a habit of teaching and coming to the class. Teachers are reading and coming to the class. Why not the students? Why not the students? Raise your hands. How many of you are reading for the class and coming to the class? My dear students, this is the hour to read. Minimum of 18 hours out of 24 hours per you. This is the responsibility. You cannot take it very easily. This is a competitive world. It's a competitive world. Your skill and your knowledge is your property. Your personality is your property. To success yourself. How to learn, how to acquire the knowledge. Teaching is an art for a teacher. Every teacher is not a good teacher, sorry for that. Every teacher is not a good teacher. Every teacher is not a good researcher. Every researcher is not a good teacher. Every student is not a student. We have a student of 35%, we have a student of 65%, we have a student of 95%. All students are not same. Why? It's not a problem of a student. It's a problem of a learning process. It's a problem of a writing process. It's a problem of delivering a things. It is a problem of updating the knowledge. Only because you get the less mark, you are not deliver the goods for the particular question. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That doesn't mean that you are a fool and you are dull. You are not delivered the goods or the answer for a particular question. That's what you got the less mark. Who has read the question, answer he has written there, you are assessed by a teacher, you got a high mark. That means inculcating the practice of learning what to write. That is a skill. That's what I told. This UGC as bringing all these courses in the secondary education. Then UGC said that after learning all these skill course, a student can be admitted straight away for higher education. So that means UGC is thinking that students are kind of skills. Otherwise you cannot excel in higher education. What is the excellence? We are bringing excellence along with the subject. Even I am requesting all the teachers to teach in the classroom other than your subject, to make them to inculcate the practice of learning of skills. Taking a notes is also a skill. Dictating a notes is also a skill. Writing in examination in 2-page answer. Page has been fixed now. What to write, what not to write. You have to write in 2 pages. That is also a skill, what to write. If really you are assessing very seriously, sir, very seriously if you assess a student, that's what the digital valuation come now. A digital valuation, a computer will put a mark where is the right point in the answer book. It should be transparent. We are going to impose the valuation of digital in 2-page answer. A evaluator has to put a mark where the right answer is there in the point. That paper is going to put in a website. Any student can open and see there's a transparency in the evaluation. ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಎದರದೇ ಬೇಡ, ಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ರು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ನಾವು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದ. ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ರು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾರೆ 2 ಪೇಜಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. A open elective paper, for example. A open elective paper for the Board of Studies, what I am telling now, open elective paper is a challenge for a Board of Studies to evolve a paper which is not taught by in the main subject, which is not a life by a student. That kind of paper has to evolve as an open elective paper to cross the transporter by the students. A bringing in quality education. Unless and until you are not bringing this kind of changes in learning and teaching, and you cannot excel in the excellence of education. Very important, it is the need of the hour to brain up and train the students. Tutorial class, for example. What is the meaning of tutorial class? Nobody understands what is the tutorial class. Tutorial andre master raja kotbidudu avaru orgu hogudu ನೀವು orgu hogudu. Not like that. Tutorial class to sir, unfortunately we don't have a feedback mechanism of a student and the teachers in between. We have to develop that kind of feedback mechanism among teachers. That's what the student-teacher relationship is declining because of the reason that we are not having a mechanism of interacting with the students in a classroom. You are not counseling. We are not taking the accountability of a student in learning. Ask them to write on page of an answer after your teaching how much he is able to deliver goods of your teaching. To bringing an excellence. Many things are involved. Dear students, it's a lot of competency with you, and you see that a new gadgets will teach for you the whatever you are going to accept in your new gadgets in computer or in your mobile is the best gadget for you another 5-6 decades if you are taking in a right manner, provided you are using for the right purpose of your computer and the mobile. It will teach the language, communication, competency. So that's what we have brought a cyber security paper, artificial intelligence, and the employability skill. We have prepared the syllabus. I think all BA, PhD students, you know that. Why we have brought, and we are lacking of experts to teach these papers to develop a skill. Karnataka Skill Development Council is volunteering teaching all these courses. If anybody wants, you ask them, they will come and teach for 1 day or 2 days for students of all these papers. They are volunteers. They won't ask you a cup of tea. It's a government organization. You have to expose and you have to learn all these things. Talk each other. Discuss each other. Come out with the communication. What is important, what is not important. Those things you have to bring in your learning process. I don't know, I am scared, sir. I am scared one of the things of the development. In 2022, 13 lakh Indian students have left this country to learn in abroad. In 2024, we are expecting that the statistics are telling that 18 lakh students are living in this country. 18 lakh students. Really bothering us. In coming 10 years, if they are living like this, one day we won't get the best students in this country. To excel in education. ನಿಮಗೂ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೋಗೋರಿ ನಾನು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಓದೋರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರಿಲ್ಲ. We don't have such kind of, you have to expose, that's what the skill is, one of the global exposure is very important for you, my dear students. You have to understand what is going. See, we are excelled in this country a lot so far. Where we are excelled now, you should know the success story of this country in science and technology. After the Jawaharlal Nehru statement, we have succeeded in the developing of indigenous nuclear technology, and we have succeeded in development of satellite communication, and we have succeeded in development of atomic clock, and we have development in vaccines. See the tremendous thing. We are proud, you must be proud in this country. A devastating virus has been come in this sudden virus, ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಾಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಸರ್ 2 years back. We are not able to see your faces. ಎಂಥ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. So then what is the responsibility of us if the next coming years is that only Biowa? That's what yesterday Gulbarga University was organizing a conference on nanomedicines. What is that nanomedicines in the area of microbiology and the medicine and the agriculture? Really tremendous work we have done in this country. And for this co-vaccine, what we have developed and we have sustained and immunized. Lot of success stories in front of us. We are moving in automatic car. What else you want in this country? ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನೆಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ದಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹುಡುಗ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್? ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್? A green revolution, what I said. In 1960, M.S. Swaminathan has brought, recently he passed away, and he has brought such a wonderful revolution in this country in the name of green revolution. After that, we have brought the gene revolution now. We have made a tremendous work in gene revolution. We are sustained with the build of new hybrids and disease-resistant varieties in the market now. And agriculture and horticulture and even we are operating in veterinary. And also a generic medicine, drug discovery, a synthesizing a drug biosafety. All these technologies are developed in this country and now you need these skilled workers to sustain this technology. How to sustain this technology? We need a skilled workers to sustain this technology. We have a lot of things with us now. This country has been published. One point, Virana was talking, whether you understand, I don't know. He was spelling out. Papers we have published. 1.3 million papers we have published in a research article, our findings and research. 104 million papers of UK, followed by 405 million of USA and 4.4 million of China. We are lacking behind. We are lacking behind. Yesterday also I told, it was published in newspaper today. Our impact factor is less, 14 point something, compared to the 43% of United States. In research and development and education, China is spending 7 times more than India. United States spending on education, science and technology, 43 times more than compared to India. Our GDP, the investment, our money for education and the research is very less what the country is spending. We need. I don't know the reason behind that so far. We are running 1,133 universities in this country. So far we are not able to put even one university in the first 200 universities in the globe. What was the reason? What kind of education we are giving? What kind of research what we are doing now? So this is the right time for us to take this country to the higher heights compared to the China is not far away like United States. They are running fast. They are very aggressive. They are equivalent, their publications are equivalent to United States. Of course, our papers are 1.3 million. We are equivalent to UK. But the challenges of a coming days for you is a science and technology and sustaining. You are sitting here, you cannot take it. Education is so supportive. To excel in our education, you have to work together, you have to learn together, you have to develop such a curriculum. Of course, Karnataka State Higher Education Council, we are the advisory body and we are the assessment body, accreditation body, and I am thinking that a Karnataka State is also going to set up a Karnataka accreditation or a ranking commission. We need to assess the quality of education in all the institutes who are excelling well. A quality students have to access well. You see, last semesters, they have put, that who is crossing 7.5 CGPA is going to admit for master program 1 year with research. Who is not scoring a mark of 7.5 below, they have to go for BSc Honours and an MSc Honors and 1 year MSc program. 2 years you have to read. Then the great challenge with you is how to score 7.5. There are a lot of skill courses are there in that course. Of course, now I don't want to speak what is going to be happen in another few days. Now the State Education Commission is working on that. I am also part of in that program. We are bringing the state education policy shortly in another 6 months for the 5th and 6th semester students. And rest of the students we are bringing in another 1 year what kind of education state is going to plan for the policy. But my dear students, don't care for all these things. Nobody can change the science. Nobody can change the education. Nobody can change the aptitude and attitude of learning. Only thing is your change. ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್, ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. Respiration is a respiration, photosynthesis is a photosynthesis. Only structure is going to be changed. But upon you read this paper or you read this paper. Elective paper, you bring this one. MBA program, for example, interdisciplinary what we are talking. We need, and you also, you try to inculcate the knowledge of learning for an interdisciplinary manner. You learn, you don't wait for a teaching. ನೀವು ಯಾರು ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಕಾತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಿದ್ದು ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೀಳಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರು ನಂಬ್ಕೋಬಿಡಿ. ನಾವು ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರುಗಳು ಇದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗೋದು 1 ಗಂಟೆ. 1 ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ? ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಇನ್ 1 hour? ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ದಿ ಲರ್ನರ್. You are at receiving side. I am at giving side. So receiving end should always be elaborate your mind to learn the things. You try to extend your knowledge to learn as much as. Otherwise you cannot excel. Learning you have to do on your own. Then only you can excel. And try to see with your gadgets, your mobile, your computer will teach you, my dear students. Open it. See that. What is going in education? Where is my situation? Where is my position? Where I can stick on? Where my competency is helped? Where my personality is going to stick on? Where I am surviving? So you decide on your own with your caliber and with your knowledge and with your skills. Institution like a Balpir can provide the AC room like we do. ಉದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ತನಕ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಉದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಅದೇ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು. This is the best example in my career, sir. No teacher can. A teacher is a facilitator. ನೀನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನೀರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರಿದೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಬಿಡೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ನೀ ಕುಡಿದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಟೀಚರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಕುಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನೀನು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ. This is only the philosophy with the education, nothing. You have to drink water. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದಂತ ನಾನು ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ಓಪನ್ ಬುಕ್, ಲೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ರೈಟ್, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಾದರ್. ಓಪನ್ ಬುಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. 3 ಗಂಟೆನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲೆಲಿಂಜರ್ ಬುಕ್ ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ನಿನ್ ಕೈ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ, 5 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಹುಡುಕಂದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೀನ್ ದಿ ಲೆಲಿಂಜರ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 3 ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಗಿದೋಯ್ತು. Because you don't have habit of reading of books today. Alva? So open book system is also acceptable. If my student is writing an answer by seeing ಏನೋ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನೋಡಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆದು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ at least I will appreciate that you are having that capacity to write. So these challenges is with us, my dear students. Country has achieved a lot and we are expecting more from the youths. And the contributions of many people is in front of us. Many people are working for the science and technology development in this country. As agriculture scientist, I'm even social science. My dear students, sometimes everybody asks me, which subject is superior? Which subject is superior? Call me anyone. Any educationist, let them spell out which subject is superior. Medical is superior? Everybody is thinking that medical is superior. Corona bantu, naavella doctors jotege. 1960ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರು ಗಲಾಟೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತು, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜುಡಿಷಿಯರಿ ಬಂತು. ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು, ಏರೋನಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು, ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಲಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್, ಎ ಸೊಸೈಟಲ್ ರಿಪರ್ಕೇಷನ್, ಸೋಶಿಯಾಲಜಿ. ವಿಚ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್? ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ. ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬಂತು. Communication through the language. If you are not knowing a language, you are illiterate. So every subject is an important to learn the language, understand the subject. Economics, for example, MBA man today, I don't know what the kind of things are happening, sir. A civil engineer, civil student is going towards the master business management. Mechanical engineer is going for a master business management. What is the role of a civil engineer? You want to become a businessman. You want to become financier. So this multicultural, interdisciplinary knowledge started in Nalanda, Takshashila long back. So inculcate this kind of a practices in learning. No subject is superior. Everybody is business. Biotechnology has come genetically modified crop technology. Cost benefit ratio is worked out. Even now we are not decided who are the stakeholders. 20 years, 25 years have passed for the even transgenics. A transgenics is a very simple word, Virana. It's just a transfer of a resistant gene. ಯಾರ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಷ್ಟೇ. ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೊರಗೆ ತರಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. Nobody has worked out the cost benefit ratio of that technology. This country, we are having a poverty more here. Any technology developing either in agriculture or horticulture, veterinary, in medical, that should be available to a poor farmers, marginal farmers. Technology should be going used to all the kind of people in this country. And also the same thing is education is also. A poor knowledge student should not get the poor education. Poor knowledge student should not get the poor education. A poor student should not get poor education. All the institutions working for the higher education in this country, 1,130 universities has to contribute for the upliftment of even socially deprived, backward students, slow learners, and the proficiency backward, language backward. Taking every point into consideration and inculcate the practice of learning to bring the excellence in education. Many problems are there. That everything we know that everything cannot be done from one man. A government policies are not going to solve all these internal problems. That internal problems has to solve by ourselves. That is what Abdul Kalam told that it is a vision. That vision, everybody must have a vision to that. Right reading. That is the concept has to come out, and we have a lot of challenges in making I know the lack of expertise, dependence on imports. How long you are going to depend on the imports, sir? How long? And also a lack of funding, we have a problem with this. ನೋಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಆರು ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡಲಿ 42 ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬರೋದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎ 5 years time to make it this kind. Impossible. Highly impossible. Lack of fund again. And also the mindset to provide the quality education. Very few men like Balbir to take all the people into confidence, giving a learning ambience to you, making you to sit. ನನಗೆ 2-3ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ವರೆಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಟು ಸಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಂತ ಶಬ್ದ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ದು 5ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಕ್ಷರ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರು ಇಡೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೋಬಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನು ಬಂದು ಇದೊಂದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಾಪಿ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಿನ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಅಂತೇಳಿ 5ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಸರ್. There was no teachers for me up to 3rd standard. I was sitting in a temple from morning to evening. No teacher is there. Where is my attendance? I don't know. ದಿನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಎಡೆ ಬರೋದು, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಜನ ತರೋರು, ಅದು ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಿಹಾರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ. That was the time of education. Today is not like that, my dear students. For you is a heaven to learn. Everything is in your hand. We are not having that kind of things. I used to go to high school for 8 kilometers walking. That struggle is not there. Parents are kind enough to give all facilities for you. You are holding a smart phone with you, more than 1 lakh. More than 1 lakh rupee smart phone you are holding. You are not having what not. I know. That's what I told the poor student, poor education, poor knowledge student and the poor education. A poverty. That's what a council objective is, to provide the education for socially deprived. And you have to give that kind of attention for all kind of students to take them. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ you can excel well. If you are not doing, then who else? Where we can expect? You are getting such a very good education in this institute. Your parents have put you here, make use of the institute. You come up, take it as a challenge to learn it. My dear students, in life 2 things will come. One is a chance, another one is a choice. I don't know for this course you came by choice or chance, that you decide. ಏನೋ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನೇನೋ ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಡೆಗೆ ತಂದು ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ. Not like that. It is an opportunity for you to learn here. Take this opportunity to excel. ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. That should be a mindset and the commitment with the education. Then only you can excel. Policies, syllabus, your degree is safe. ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ರು ನಿಂಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Keep it these things in mind and do well. I think it is now we are reaching lunch hour. If you are allowing me to speak, I will speak up to evening 6 o'clock. There's a lot of things to do that. Science, technology, social science, language, medical, technology, a polytechnic, everybody is important for this society to excel in education. Don't develop any kind of inferiority with you. Forget it. Do well, excel well, and you are capable to do that. You are capable. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ದೇವರು ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬೇರೆ ಬ್ರೈನ್ God has not given a different brain for him. God has given a brain for same for everybody. And how you are going to use your brain and making exercise of your brain is important. And one my suggestion is, don't compare your marks with others. Marks is not the criteria for your knowledge. Marks is an assessment. Marks is not assessing your intelligence. Your intelligence is different than the marks. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನಗೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನೋ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ. ಬಟ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ರೆಡಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಇನ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. That for that nobody is responsible. You are the responsible for that. Nobody is responsible for that. Don't blame any teacher. Let's come and ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, ನೀನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಆಗಷ್ಟೇ. Teacher has not given a less mark. Teacher has assessed you are not delivered the goods properly. To excel this kind of ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Make these points to become success in your career. Successful, a continuous effort, and your knowledge is going to improve through a learning process. Then only it is possible to excel in your career. And this excellence, now the new papers or the new courses is going to help you to get the global exposure in your career. And then this inculcate the more number of study skills. That study skills is going to a qualitative ability of an individual. A qualitative ability of an individual possess to be successful. Write down this point somewhere. A quality and the ability that an individual possess to be successful includes effective communication, teamwork, self-management, and self-control to success in any individual. Keep this in mind. My dear students, with these words, I think very patiently you have listened. Many things are there to excel in higher education. We have a different kind of a set of types of education is there. Medical education, engineering education, conventional education, language learning, business management. We have a different kind of education we are getting. Only thing is, ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೇ ವಿನಃ ನನಗೆ ಅದು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬಾದರೇಷನ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕೆರಿಯರ್ ಬೈ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್. ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್. ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಗುಡ್. ನನಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಮೇಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯಸ್ತವನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. That was the last priority. God has just given me an opportunity to teach the students. And it's a moral and a noble profession, my dear teachers who are becoming teachers. It's a noble profession. Nobody can compete with the teaching. We are training the students for all kinds of fields. Now forever we are the students. Students is respecting until my last breath. ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 5:15 ಕ್ಲೋಸ್. ಅವ್ನು ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆದ 5:15 ಅವ್ನು ಅಟೆಂಡರ್ ಸಾಬ್ ಅವ್ನು ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹೊಡಿಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ನಿಂತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಟೀಚರ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಟೀಚರ್, ಮೈ ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಟು ದಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ನೇಷನ್. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇರಲಿ, ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕಪ್ಪ. ಒಂದು ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮಗೆ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಟೀಚರ್ಗೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕು. ಇಷ್ಟು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಎ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಇನ್ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ದಿ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಐ ವಿಸಿಟೆಡ್ 40 countries in my career. I have seen in all 40 countries the kind of education, kind of teaching, kind of learning, kind of research. And our students are both. We have to be proud of our students. ಕಲಿತಾರೋ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೋ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. But they are more disciplined. Make use of the discipline things and provide them. It is our duty to make them as a good citizen of this country. And they are the pillars of this nation. Future is a very challenging for this nation, but in many areas. Future is a very challenging for this nation. It is not an easy to compare. You see that all kind of every day you are watching TV, what is going all over the globe, where we are. And I'm not telling that who is going to contribute what for the struggle. We have to struggle and bring this nation to the higher heights in the education. That is the excellence of education. So with these words, I thank Professor Kabay to bring over here, and I came for today. I have done in the 370J part. This is my third lecture. Yesterday one I have given, day before yesterday one given. Today I delivered. I am very happy and satisfied. Very happy and satisfied. I have done my duty, and these are all the responsibilities with you. And take this country and your responsibility. And also my humble request is for you, after becoming anything, standing like me, achieving something, getting a position, don't forget your parents to take care. Don't forget your parents. They are the one who are being responsible for your growth and achievement and success. That will be blessed by your teachers and blessed by your parents, and respect the teachers and respect the parents. With these words, I think I will mind another patiently hearing. I have taken more time. My time is always taking some of the things which can going to help for the students, and motivation of the student is the need of the hour today. Getting the students of good student is the need of the hour today, and making them as the responsible man of this country is need of the hour today to make that. That's what we are paid here. That's what we are sitting here to bring them up in their career. We have to do that. A country will progress and nation will progress. Thank you one and all again for patient hearing.
Sir has given us the valuable insights on the evolving landscape of higher education, the role of technology and the skills required for the success in the 21st century. Sir has also given us a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the table. Sir has a distinguished career, and Sir is also a trailblazer in driving positive changes within the higher education system. So
ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿರೂಪಕರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಯೋಡಾಟಾ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಬರೀ ಬಯೋಡಾಟಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದೊಡ್ಡದಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಸಹ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಅವರ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಅವರ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಭಂಡಾರ, ಅವರ ಅನುಭವದ ರತ್ನಗಳನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆನರ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಈ ಮಾತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವೀರಣ್ಣ ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಬದಲು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ವಿ ಟಾಕ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆನ್ಸ್. ದ 4 pillars of education excellence can happen. What you have initiated in the council, the robust syllabi or the curriculum that you are talking about, and then of course you talked about the policy framework, then the teachers who are going to hold the class and hold the attention of the students, and fourth of course the students themselves. The 4 pillars. Sir, we are all talking about the education policy, what is the future. Look at all that we are talking about the future of these youngsters. Look at there are smiles on the faces of these youngsters, and I see the 2 eyes. And behind these smiles I see, in the one eye, the hopes and aspirations. In the other eye I can see the uncertainty, the anxiety, the future kind of volatility. All that is there in their eyes, sir. All that you are putting and all the educators who are doing it to make their future sustainable and kind of a good welfare and the life that you are going to have. Friends, that is where I think we should thank all the educators who are sitting here. It is just not for employment. In fact, innovative teaching, sir mentioned about the open book exhibit. There I was a witness to one such experiment in the open book. They said copying is not allowed in exam. One teacher introduced copying in this examination is allowed. 100% attendance was there in the examination. And there were 30 students. They were all given the question paper. You are encouraged to copy, and all the 30 question paper had 30 different questions. Now, who will spend time to copy? So innovative, and that's where. And in fact, in another examination, they gave one full answer. This is the answer for a question. I want you to read. They thought, okay, I will read everything, and then I will attend that question. Then they were asked, now you write a question based on the answer that you have got. So that way, I think the teachers are bringing experimentation and innovation. Sir, about this college, the Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College has introduced a lot of innovative processes. Thanks to the leadership, their vision. You look at the hackathons, the engineering students, they go through the boot camps, and including the MBA students, there are a lot of new things that the college has initiated, and we have strong connect with the industry. In fact, the MNC, Volvo, president is coming to this institution in this very hall, is going to be there in just 2 weeks time from now. So the kind of involvement with the industry is very much there, sir. So hackathons and this kind of things, we request all the councils and the universities to support us. Sir, you talked about the vision. The vision for these people, we are envisioning the vision of these people to create a mega vision of their future, and the council has a humongous task to do it, and you have involved all the stakeholders in this whole exercise. So in the challenge of divergence of political philosophies, you still are trying to bring the balance. We thank you and congratulate you, sir, on this. That 100% classroom, that value that we carry, you mentioned about the 65% students and the 35% teacher will make 100% of the class, but then we have to reverse that. The students will become 100%, sir. Talking about, this college has instituted and sort of initiated generative, which is today, generative, as GPT, generative methodologies. We have got another thing that we are doing is the from generative to divergence, discovery, and we are not forgetting the native requirements. We have got experimentation done, and then the discovery, and then the creativity. So this you see that generative to native to discovery to experimentation to creative, this GNDEC is what it comes at the end of the day, all the GNDEC. That is what is being practiced in the GNDEC, sir. Bidar, sir, was once time one of the most backward districts in this country, as a matter of fact. Out of that 700 and odd, that this was the lost. But today we see a change. What has happened? The leaders and the institutions like this have brought the change. Bidar, sir, read B. Who is sitting right to you is Mr. Balbir Singh for B. Who is sitting next to him is R, Reshma Kaur. So in Bidar, it starts with B, it ends with R. Even at the cost of repetition, I am saying it. In between what is called the IDA, IDA. Sir, when it was backward, people used to call Bidar Bandre. Oh, Ida, Annor Ivat Bandre. Oh, Ida, Annotara. One IDA that we see today here. And that has happened because of, sir, that IDA, integration. Look at the cultural integration that you see in Bidar, this institution. Whether it is Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, no matter. But here is the integration of all the cultures, sir, that you see in the district of Bidar. And then comes that development. Development has happened, all-round development. Maybe it has not reached the level of many of the other districts. And then that has come through accomplishments of people like the leaders whom we have. And you have really given us that motivation and inspiration to make it better. We are there. Help us. We do definitely need support in terms of your advice, funding, guidance on funding sources to bring new technologies and the new experimentation. All this is for the benefit of our youngsters here. Sir, here are the rising stars today who will become the shining stars tomorrow. And for that, let us all contribute to this. Thank you very much for this opportunity. This institution is there. It is for everybody. Anytime any educationist can come here. It's an opportunity which management has also given me to play a small part in this, which we are all trying to do. Thank you very much, and these teachers are amazing, wonderful, and the humongous task that you have said. Thank you very, very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege and I'm honored to extend my vote of thanks on the occasion of expert talk on excellence in education. I think ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆ ಬಂದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಹರಿದಂತೆ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ತಮಗೂ ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ವತಿಯಿಂದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Also, I am honored to extend my vote of thanks to Virana sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Veterinary Science. Sir has talked about the pillars of education. Definitely, sir, we take your advice and we go forward. I am also thankful to DG Mudimani sir, former Vice Chancellor. Sir has talked about how to bring human values in university. Definitely. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. I'm also thankful to Dr. B.S. Biradar sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Bidar University. Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion. I'm also thankful to Parameshwar Naik T, Register Evaluation Bidar University. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I'm also thankful to Jagannath Hebbale sir, who has made this occasion to come over here. Thank you, sir, for helping us and joining us on this occasion. I'm also thankful to our Honorable Chairman, Dr. S. Balbir Singh ji, who was the person who has invited sir to be his, and it was a great opportunity for us to learn from S. Niranjan sir. Thank you for that, sir. I'm also thankful to C. Manohar sir, Chairman, Indo-German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for being us and gracing us. I'm also thankful to Honorable VCP Madam Reshma Kaurji. Madam is always a motivation, and us, but definitely we are honored by your presence. I'm also thankful to Dr. Kalyan Rao Patil, Dean Sharnabaswal University. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I'm also thankful to the Engineer Shankar Vaidya, Gulbarga University, Gulba, for coming over here. I'm also thankful to Devidas Tumkunte sir and Sharanappa sir for joining us. Thank you, sir, for being over here. I'm also thankful to Mathure sir, Controller Examination, who has come over here. Thank you, sir. I'm also thankful to Dr. Kambar sir, Senate member, who has joined us. Thank you, sir, for joining us. To Vijay Lakshmi sir, Dean IQAC, and all the faculty members of our college and Guru Nanak First Grade College. Thankful to Shamla Datta Madam for joining us. I'm also thankful to all my dear students. Take all the words that all our dignitaries have spelled out over here. Take them seriously. Take them in a positive direction. Definitely, excellence in education is not far ahead, and if you are with us, definitely one day we are ahead of China, and probably we will do it. And with this, I thank all the officials, all the members who have joined for this. Thank you one and all. Thank you one and all.